How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to Dude Ranch DIY. My name is Jake. I am out here in the Woodyard and well, let me just flip the camera around, show you what we got going on. So as you can see, my new log pile has been growing. It's definitely gotten taller thanks to the help of the Kubota excavator, and it's getting pretty long now. And I actually have another log load in the dump trailer right now that I brought back of all ash and maple, and they are some really nice firewood poles, let me tell you. And as nice as that load is, I actually have a load in the International here of all of the big, nasty, ugly, crotchy pieces like that, basically, that I am going to be bringing over to my buddy with the wood boiler. Before I head over there, I want to dump this IBC tote in there. That way, you know, I can just bring them everything all at once. And yeah, so it's kind of been a little evolution here, getting in lots of new logs to be processing up for, you know, over the summer and stuff. We already have basically our firewood inventory kind of like for next winter. We have over 100 full totes, and that's typically about, you know, what I sell. I think this past year I sold a little bit more, but we're always trying to split and keep, you know, old stuff and new stuff and just always flip-flopping it. New wood coming in, old wood going out, so to speak. So I got to get these things unloaded and dumped in their respective spots, and then once I get those logs dumped in the dump trailer, we're gonna have to figure out what we want to do with them. And the reason I say that is because this is what's left of our old log pile. You can see there's some beech in here, some hickory, some maple down here, and these are all really nice logs that just need to get processed. I've been waiting, you know, I want to process these and finish this before we start working on that new pile. But the reason I need to get it done as soon as possible is because you can see here, I've kind of maxed out the available space. So, you know, I could stack a couple more logs up on this pile here as you know, the excavator sits, but this pile is quickly becoming in my way. So I think I want to immediately start working on this stuff and get it out of the way so that we can grow this log pile and have it come all the way down here and maybe even a little further. So I mentioned in a past video that the International fixed the problem and it was a bad ground, and we'll just leave it at that. Long story short, you can see I went ahead and installed a battery on-off switch a couple weeks ago to help alleviate any drain on the batteries. I also have a solar panel that I now leave up in the windshield that is, you know, quick disconnect plugged into the batteries. So when, you know, the truck is sitting for a week at a time or so, you know, the batteries are both off and getting charged. But my buddy Casey found the bad ground, and listen to this puppy start up now. Fires right up. It was having hesitation even with the warmer weather, so I'm very happy that we got this fixed just in time for the busy side job season. So this is what's currently there. You can see it's a bunch of just short pieces that, you know, really don't amount to much firewood, kind of a pain in the butt to handle and process. So I just give them away. If there's somebody that can use them and is happy with them, then I'm happy to give them away. We're gonna load this tote of big chunks and gnarly pieces in. I have absolutely no idea how this happened, but I went to pull the tractor forward out of the shelter logic, and the second fork is attached to my front bumper somehow. Now, I did have the forks, or that fork, kind of almost in the center because I was bringing some bundles out to the firewood stand, but I have no idea how it managed to hook itself onto that front piece of the bumper. That's wild. Feeling that was gonna happen. I gotta move you guys back a bit too. All right, this is all the wood that we've dumped the past couple days over here. Just cleaning out the Woodyard, little spring cleaning, if you will. How cool is this 7.3 Centurion Bronco? This thing, 7.3 diesel, super, super cool. I needed a little classic New England afternoon, hot day, go-go juice. That's the stuff. All right, one thing checked off the list. Let's try and figure out what we're gonna do down here. In an attempt to not bottleneck myself and have to handle logs several times, I think for the time being, I'm gonna leave this load of wood in the SureTrack dump trailer for the next day or two. I know that's not ideal, but it's just gonna be a day or two until we can get it offloaded. That way I'll avoid having to move it like potentially 2 or 3 times. By leaving that wood in the dump trailer, it's gonna allow me to start cutting on this pile of logs. There's no time like the present. I need to get this pile done before I can start bringing in more loads of wood to add to this pile. So I need to make room over here. At the very minimum, I need like another 8 or so feet. So if I could get through all these poles this afternoon and maybe tomorrow afternoon, I think that will help. Now, obviously, this is a very far distance from the splitter shelter all the way over there. So my plan to kind of speed up productivity, because I'm just here by myself, is I'm gonna move the excavator over in front of the splitter shelter. I'm gonna utilize the tractor with the pallet forks to come in and grab several logs at a time and bring them over to the excavator and just put them down on the ground. I can then pivot around with the excavator, grab the log, pick it up with the thumb, spin around, and cut it in front of the splitter shelter. I think that will allow me to handle it the least number of times, and it'll ultimately save me time. Because if I'm going one log at a time, tracking back and forth from the pile to the splitter shelter and back with the excavator, it's gonna take a lot of time. So if I could get 3 or 4 logs at a time on the pallet forks with the tractor and just dump them there and then hop in the excavator, I think ultimately that'll be the most productive. Let's get it done. We got 2 surprise visitors out here in the Woodyard, Sarah and Gus Bus. How you doing, Gus? Did you just go for a walk, buddy?
He was a crazy boy.
He was a crazy boy?
He hasn't gotten a walk in 2 weeks because I've been gone.
Oh, yeah.
And he was just very excited.
Very excited. Yeah, Sarah was away. Well, we were away for about a week, and then Sarah was away for a whole second week. Bachelorette party down in Florida. Any crazy stories?
No, it was pretty tame.
Pretty tame bachelorette party?
Yep.
Yeah, sure. That's what you're just saying for the camera.
Yeah, I'm not going to tell all these viewers.
So you just came from a walk? You taking Lou next?
No.
No?
One walk today.
Louis runs around in the yard enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm
What are you
just...
doing down here?
I'm out here. I have that load of logs in the dump trailer, but this new pile of logs has gotten so big that I need to get rid of.
Pile.
Yeah, it's a big pile.
Gus would jump over it.
Oh, I don't want him to climb up on there. God forbid it came crashing down. He got... Yeah. That's not safe. No. It would be fun to watch. I'm sure he would climb all the way up. Gus loves to climb up on rocks and stuff. But basically what I'm doing is I brought over all the logs with the tractor on the pallet forks because it moves fast. And then I dump them there. And I pick them up with the excavator, spin around, and cut them over here.
Sounds good.
We gonna get you on one of these machines to help me out? It'd go a lot faster with 2 people.
I don't know if I can operate a machine.
Yeah, we gotta give you some practice.
Yeah.
I'm still learning the excavator.
I need a crash course.
Maybe we'll start you out on the tractor at some point.
Okay.
You've driven that before.
Hey, I'm good at the log splitter.
You are good at the log splitter. We'll keep you there. We'll keep you on the levers. Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, I'm gonna keep going. I got a couple more logs to buck up.
Okay. Chicken thighs for dinner?
Chicken thighs on the big green egg?
Yeah,
Sounds good to me.
Good.
So I learned something the other day. For those of you with Kubota excavators, you know, every time you get out of the cab and you lift your safety armbar, your thumb shuts off. But figured out if you leave the screen on your hour log, which you get to by, well, first you turn on, hold on. With the down lever locked, you turn on your aux. Then you go into your menu, click log record, and you leave it on the calendar. Now watch this. I'm gonna lift my arm, okay, which disengages everything. Now I'm gonna put it back down, and without touching anything on there, I'm gonna open up my thumb, and it'll stay on. See that? Little trick. Armbar. Off. Log record on. Armbar down. Thumb. Still functions. You don't have to turn it on and off every time. All right, guys, that is gonna be it for today. I just looked back at the footage and I started this whole cutting section of the video at 4:39 p.m. It is now 6:10 p.m. So, an hour and a half by myself to cut up all of these rounds of wood. Now, I mean, granted, this isn't like a massive, huge pile, but this is a good bit of wood. I mean, this is all of a cord. And I did it completely by myself, and I barely broke a sweat. I mean, I did break a sweat a little bit just because it is like 75 degrees out, but the sun is going down. And like that, I don't think cutting firewood has ever been this easy by myself. I mean, I've never tried doing it this way with the tractor and the forks by myself, but boy, is that easy. It's almost like you're loading a live deck with the tractor, so to speak, and that live deck, or, you know, the processor there, is the mini excavator. You know, you could go through 8 logs with little to no effort. Yeah, you got to hop up and down into the machine and stuff, but that takes a fraction of a second, as you guys saw. And I mean, I couldn't be happier. Let's go take a look at the old log pile to see if we now have enough room to begin stacking, not today, but another day, this load of ash firewood poles that are in the dump trailer. So here is what's left of the old log pile. We now, you know, we definitely opened up. I mean, those logs were basically out to the end of that stringer there. So we definitely opened up a good, you know, 6, 7, 8 foot there, which should be plenty to be able to start stacking up, you know, those ash logs in the dump trailer over on this new log pile. But I'm almost of the mindset to just cruise through this. I mean, if I wasn't making a video, granted I wasn't doing a ton of different camera angles and stuff, but I could cruise through this pile easily in an afternoon by myself. If I had Chris here, we would be able to do this very quickly. I'd venture to say probably, you know, I just did what I did in an hour and a half. I'd say that Chris and I could probably get through this pile in 2 hours with the two of us, if one was on the tractor and one was on the excavator, you know, swapping off, you know, cutting or whatever. So I'm stoked on this. This is big. Hopefully we can get this pile taken care of in the next couple days and get the whole area cleaned up. As you can see, there's a lot of leaves and bark and stuff that falls off these piles, which is totally fine. It's to be expected. We'll get this out of here, scrape it all up, get it clean, and we'll be good to go. So guys, I think that's gonna wrap it up for this one. As always, if you like the video, give it a big thumbs up. If you haven't done so already, click that subscribe button down below. I'd really appreciate it. Questions, comments, feedback, throw it down in that comment section. But for now, I'm Jake. This is Dude Ranch DIY. Thanks so much for watching. See you here next time.